This is real. As far as I'm concerned, when somebody starts running the mouth and threatening me, I take it very seriously. This is not staged. This is not a pantomime, as much as it could look like one if I end up in the ring with it. He's fucking useless. I'm not being funny. Listen, I'm talking about professional boxing level. At the level he's at, he's done all right. He's got decent balance, throws a decent backhand from the southpaw stance. But let's be honest, this would be a mismatch. Even at 48 years old, retired 11 years, it's a mismatch. But is there any money in it? Is there any cash in it? I don't know. Maybe.
What's going through your mind? Why do you think he's done this bet?
Can't believe how lucky we are, you know, and thanks Saudi again for having us here. It's just getting better and better here in Saudi Arabia. I want to come back. I want to do business here and nowhere else in the world. Here's where it's at. They're great people. They treat people with ultimate respect no matter who they are, you know, and I find...
Let me go, let go. He doesn't even try and stay in there. He just taps out instantly like a little bitch. Gets choked out. So he's talking about choking me out. I'm choking myself here now, getting excited. But you know, I've watched the guy get choked out. And he's talking about, you know, it's not good. He needs to have a reality check and realise who he's talking to. And he's calling me on in a boxing match in a professional capacity. Different world. Different sport. Listen, there's levels to the game.
Carl Froch officially announces fight with John Fury on 26 September 2026. This is it, the moment fans have been waiting for. Carl Froch isn't just talking, he's putting action behind his words, officially confirming a showdown with John Fury. Froch's announcement carries weight because this isn't a casual exhibition. It's a professional clash with stakes, pride, and reputations on the line.
Casters are quite interested, and he's making demands now, unreasonable demands about trying to get Tommy Fury on to fight before him and me. He's basically put a blockade in there with his son Tommy, which is ridiculous because, let's be honest, no one gives a shit about Tommy fighting. Who cares? We watched him against Fake Paul. Watch that fight, and Tommy's done nothing since. He pulled out against Darren Till, and done fuck all since, so no one's bothered. Big John Fury running his mouth, big gobshite, making a load of noise, making a nuisance of himself.
Froch makes it brutally clear that words don't win fights, action does. He points out that John Fury has never faced a true professional in the ring, and all the talk about choking him out is empty bravado. Froch's experience speaks volumes. He's faced the toughest, hardest hitting opponents and come out on top. Fury can bark, threaten, and hype himself all he wants, but when it comes to skill, timing, and ring intelligence, the gap is massive.
Up too much. So he's never stepped into the ring, which is what I'm trying to get at, with a real professional boxer ever. And recently he's been running his mouth saying, if you got me in a ring, a boxing ring, UFC ring, the only ring I'd be getting is a boxing ring. He said he'd choke me out. So maybe when he sees me he's talking about choking me out. But let's just be clear about this. He won't be choking out anybody. And the last time I watched a bit of Darren Till in the UFC ring, he was tapping out and getting choked out himself like a little bitch. And he taps out really fast as well. He's not like my mate Michael Bisping, who gets choked by GSP and he refuses to tap. He goes out on his shield. He gets choked unconscious and the ref has to jump in. Darren Till, let me go, let go. He doesn't even try and stay in there. He just taps out instantly like a little bitch. Gets choked out. So he's talking about choking me out. I'm choking myself here now, getting excited. But you know, I've watched the guy get choked out. He's talking about, you know, it's not good. He needs to have a reality check and realise who he's talking to. And he's calling me on in a boxing match in a professional capacity. Different world. Different sport. Listen, there's levels to the game, mate. Have a look over the shoulder. It's not your level. It's not your level. It's not your game. Stay out of my zone.
Big John Fury talks a big game, claiming decades of experience and unmatched toughness. But hype alone won't carry him on fight night. Carl Froch has faced elite opponents and thrives under pressure. Fury's confidence is clear, but when the bell rings on September 26th, skill, strategy, and precision will speak louder.
You know what I'm saying? I've been around the gyms all my life. I've come off 200 years of knowledge in my head. These people can't compete with John Fury, and you'll see it on the 20th.
Eddie Hearn and Carl Froch expertly call out John Fury Fury, highlighting his overconfidence and lack of professional ring experience. Their banter exposes Fury's bluster, while underscoring Froch's readiness and precision. This isn't just talk. Froch's calm, calculated approach contrasts sharply with Fury's unpredictable style, making it clear who holds the tactical advantage when the bell rings on September 26th.
Carl Froch.
26th.
Carl Froch.
Yeah, you cracking up laughing. What was all that about? What was so funny about that? Why didn't you stay? Why didn't you say then? Why didn't you step in and say, "Hang on a minute"? Froch in a boxing match.
I even told him I think he'd knock you out, like personally.
What, to try and build it?
I'd love the fight though, wouldn't it? I mean, like, you got Tony Bellew over there, he's thinking, do you know what, I could beat that Bridgerweight. Like, I watch you on the bag sometimes, right? You, in my opinion...
Did he tell you coming back?
He said, like, I just feel like a fight comes up, you know what it's like, you've looked at it before and like, you know, but...
Message criticizing fighters who chase crossover fame over legacy. He's focused on respect, the sport's integrity, and giving fans the fight they deserve. Froch makes it clear that John Fury's antics and money-driven motives don't impress him. On fight night, Froch's professionalism and pride in the sport will dominate over Fury's theatrics.
A waste if you keep fighting these crossover fights. All right, you're taking the money, that's great. But when your career's over and you've finished, you want your legacy to be intact. You want that respect, and you're killing off the fans. The fans are turning against you. You can see it with the comments on all your videos and the stuff you say. You can see that they're turning against you, and it's sad to see. I don't mind you giving me stick. You're having a bit of a go back. You're defending yourself. You're on your back foot, and deep down, I think you know you're hurting the sport, and I think you know that actually what you're doing is bad for the game. You're taking the money instead of being full of pride for the sport.
John Fury is all bluster, a loudmouth bully with no proven ring credentials. Carl Froch, on the other hand, is a Hall of Famer who has taken down the toughest opponents in world boxing. Fury's intimidation tactics and brute strength might make for headlines, but in the ring, skill, timing, and experience always prevail. Froch's precision, fight IQ, and ruthless execution will expose Fury's weaknesses, turning his bravado into an easy target for a decisive victory.
Getting knocked down by George Groves. He was gone. Carl Froch has an incredible will to win. The fights that he's had with the great champions. And he's come out of the sport intact. For John Fury to be calling out,
exposes John Fury storming at Carl Froch like a wildman, screaming and acting untouchable. But Fury's theatrics won't fool a seasoned pro like Froch, who has faced far tougher opponents. History proves Fury has been beaten even by non-punchers like Henry Akinwande, showing that bravado doesn't equal skill. Carl's precision, timing, and fight IQ will exploit every reckless move Fury throws, turning all that loud, chaotic energy into a self-inflicted trap inside the ring.
Went and tried to approach Carl Froch, screaming all these things at him. You know, the fighting man, you know, John Fury, 100-0 on the hard road, in spite of the fact he's been ironed out in the boxing ring plenty of times, including by non-punchers like Henry Akinwande, and it's all there for the people to see. He was going in on Carl Froch.
Johnny Nelson hits hard on John Fury, saying the man stirred chaos and hype, but Carl Froch will rip him apart in the ring. Fury's posturing excites fans, yet Froch's experience, technique, and patience make him deadly under pressure. When the bell rings, all Fury's noise and intimidation fall flat against Froch's calculated attacks. The clash promises drama outside the ring, but inside, it's Froch's skill that will dominate, showing the difference between chaos and true professional boxing mastery.
Froch I'm fighting because I'm quite sure Carl's going to rip the life out of John after today. I think John did a job. John did a job and got the excitement going, got people talking. That's exactly what he did.
John, I know you've done a lot of interviews.
Adam Smith calls out Carl Froch having a go at the Furies, sparking John Fury's ego into demanding a fight. This is no casual brawl. Froch's precision meets Fury's wild aggression in a high-stakes encounter. Both will bring fire, but Carl's methodical approach and years of experience give him the upper hand. Fans can expect a brutal, unpredictable showdown where Fury's chaos meets Froch's calculated execution, proving once again that professional skill always outmatches unchecked bravado in the squared circle.
I'd imagine it's Carl having a go at the Furies, probably over his time on his channel, maybe, I'm guessing, and John didn't like that and wants to have a fight with him, something like that.
It was something like that. I don't think he was still necessarily turning down a fight.
What I do know is that John Fury and Carl Froch on the cobbles will be fun. I think they both have a good fun.
Liam Goff points out John Fury's long-standing grudge against Carl Froch, saying the man talks big, but Carl never shies from calling him out. What started as online banter and videos has now escalated into a real showdown, with charity stipulations and exhibition talks only adding fuel to the fire. Fans should brace for a fight where Fury's brute aggression clashes with Froch's razor-sharp precision, making the matchup explosive, unpredictable, and a must-watch test of skill versus raw ego.
Year-old in the world, he's not going to get in the ring and start throwing punches, ever. So he needs to, go on, John Fury, piss off.
Don't think I could have put it any better myself. John Fury, once again, putting blocks in between him, a potential Carl Froch fight, and a potential Joe Egan fight, so he doesn't have to back up all these outrageous claims of any man, any place, any time. There's no man born from his mother who could.
80 Oladipo highlights John Fury lunging straight at Carl Froch like a loose cannon, showing exactly why the man's reputation precedes him. Fury's unpredictable aggression makes for chaotic press conferences, but inside the ring, all that wild energy is a liability. Froch's years of experience against V-top level opponents mean he can anticipate, dodge, and punish that reckless approach. Fans saw Fury's theatrics, but Froch's calculated timing and lethal counters ensure that brute force alone won't win. Skill, precision, and composure will dominate.
Talking of fights, I mean, John Fury looked like he was trying to fight Carl Froch. Obviously, Carl has said a few things about John Fury over the last few months, and John Fury, being John Fury, went straight for him. I'm not quite sure what he was going to do if he got to him, but I guess that was the entertainment from the press conference.
Pain Game exposes John Fury's absurd bravado, comparing him to a man obsessed with showing off and flexing in the most ridiculous ways. This isn't intimidation, it's spectacle. Froch thrives on confronting bluster head-on, and Fury's over-the-top antics are just distractions from real skill. In the ring, raw ego can't match strategy, accuracy, or power honed over years. Every time Fury tries to shock or scare, Froch will respond with precision, turning big talk and foolish displays into openings for punishment.
I think he said father of the king of the world. I think he's referring to Tyson Fury. You know, when you have kids, you know, most people, when they want to talk about their children, they might pull their mobile phone out and show a few pictures. Big John just shows his balls. That's where they came from. If there's anyone who needs a Manscaped advert, it's fucking
David
John.
Adelaide on Carl Froch Power doesn't hold back. He makes it clear that Froch hits far harder than most give him credit for. People see the skill, the footwork, the boxing IQ, but they underestimate the sheer force behind his punches. Against someone like John Fury, that power becomes a weapon, capable of turning the fight in a single moment. Fury may try to rely on size, intimidation, or brute aggression, but Froch combines timing, precision, and knockout strength in a way that punishes every misstep. Fans are about to witness controlled devastation meet reckless bravado.
That he's not good at.
He hits harder than people expect, I think a lot of people, obviously, they pick up on his boxing and how good of a boxer he is, but
Eddie Hearn points out the raw physical challenge John Fury brings, calling him a big old lump with unpredictable tendencies. Yet even in that chaos, Carl Froch's experience and timing make him the man to watch. Fury might rely on brute strength or dirty tactics, but Froch's discipline, accuracy, and fight IQ ensure he capitalizes on every mistake. Fans will see the contrast between reckless aggression and polished, devastating technique. This is exactly the kind of scenario where Froch thrives, where opponents think size and noise are enough, but true skill wins the day. The Cobra can absorb pressure, read patterns, and strike with lethal precision, turning Fury's bravado into vulnerability.